Yeah.
Tell me how you came about to Bang Bang.
Well, I don't really like to say this, but it was actually from a Facebook message, and the reason why I say that is because I absolutely do not respond to Facebook messages.
That's cute though.
Yeah, it was cute. I got this Facebook message, and this was like 3 years ago, I think. And I had a look at it, and I thought, well, it seemed like quite fun, and I'd not done anything like that, and I thought, well, you know, I didn't really have a connection with the sort of, that whole sort of like Shoreditch side of fashion. Like, I was working in sort of the high end of fashion, but then I didn't really have, like, in London, like, the roots of fashion is kind of like around Shoreditch and, you know, and that sort of thing, and I just kind of thought, well, you know, why don't I give it a try and see what happens. So, you know, we went down there, set up my little thing with my name and everything, and like it was really good on the night. Like, we had boys and girls getting it done, and the club was like wicked. Like, the music was really good, and because I've always been into music anyway, so like had a really good time, and just sort of kicked it off. And like, there was a few people around me at the time. I just thought it was crazy. Like, what do you mean doing nails in clubs? Like, why would you do that? Like, wouldn't girls get their nails done before they go to the club? And it's like, no, this is a new kind of girl.
Who maybe hasn't got time
like,
to
exactly. And you know, this is like an attraction in the club. And then it just kind of opened up the whole idea of how you could involve offering nails as an attraction and enticing people to come to an event, basically.
So. What's come from that for you? Has anything come from that?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, it just changed everything, really, because it eventually, like, I started an offshoot brand called Nail Porn, which was kind of like a diffusion service of my brand, and that just spread my name to a whole kind of different audience, really, and market, and like opened us up. So yeah, it did a lot, and then, you know, it made like the fashion people that I was working with, like, obviously were hearing about it and thinking, oh, you know, what's going on with all that then? And you know, people like Lily Allen would be asking me about Bump, and you know, it was just like, it was just another sort of facet to the whole thing, and just making it a bit more interesting. And also, it was really allowing me to be creative and push my own ideas forward, which when I'm working with a lot of more corporate people, it's really hard work, that where you've got to constantly balance your own vision with what they want to see, and that kind of commercial mainstream ideas that they you know, that they want to sort of play it safe. They want to use you because you've got a name, but then they want to keep it within their own boundaries. So you're constantly trying to push forward what you think is appropriate.
So do you keep to one kind of clientele, or do you like to broaden out?
I think I like to go everywhere. I mean, you know, like I said to you, when I got approached by Bang Bang, at that point I was doing a lot of work with the Love magazine. I was working for Vogue. I'd started doing shows in Paris, like, you know, I was doing like Louis Vuitton show, and I wanted to just do more in my own country, really, and really sort of like work with people more that I felt like I could relate to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So, and then, you know, like, I've just recently, I got approached to do something with Poundland, and people are just like, what? You know, like, I'll just work with anyone. If I think I can do something that I'm going to be satisfied with in terms of what I can give it, then I'll do it. I don't really care whether it's like, you know, so-called cool or not cool. Like, I'll make it cool.